Okay, now from the question is from the Venn diagram given below, find the following sets. First one, look at the Venn diagram. You have to find the set P. Look at the diagram here. Which one is the set P? All the elements that are within this circle, because the bigger circle represents the set P. So whatever elements are there within this circle will give you the elements of the set P. So you can write down the element. What are the letters, alphabet that are there in P? You see A, G, does not matter in what order you write. You just have to write all the letters that are there within the circle. Okay. B, D, and E. Right. All these are the letters within the circle. Right. Any other that you can see? No other. So these are the elements of P. Okay. Next question is the elements of Q. So Q represents the smaller circle. In Q, you see there are only 3 letters. Okay. So whatever is within this circle, that will be the set Q. So you have B, E, and D.
Sir, it means Q is a subset of P.
Yes. Q is within P means Q is a subset of. Okay. Next one. The next question is Xi, or the universal set. Now, which one is the universal set? Whatever letters are there within this entire rectangle, whether outside the circle or inside the circle, this will be your Xi, or the universal set. So universal set, you can write down all the letters. Right? Any other letter that I might have missed out? No. So these are the elements of the universal set. Okay. Next, number 4 is P complement. So which one is P complement? P complement, what is the meaning of P complement? P complement means whatever that is not there in P. That means whatever is there outside the circle that represents P. So whatever elements are there here. Okay, outside P. Right? So what elements can you see outside P? Only 2 letters, right? Only 2 elements are there, D and C. Clear? Okay. Number 5. Q complement. So which part represents Q complement? Those letters that are not there in Q. Okay. So we are going to write.
Sir, hacker came.
Okay, who's it?
Sir, for my name, sir.
Okay,
Sir, Taha
no
Khurshid.
problem. No problem. No problem. Let him be. Q complement is all the letters that are outside Q. So all the letters except those that are there in the set Q. Okay. So you have what letters outside Q do you have? You have A, G, F, H, I, D, and C. Right? These are the letters that are outside Q. Sixth one, P union Q. So which one will represent P union Q? All the elements that are there within P and Q, right? So all the elements within the circle P. Because Q is a subset of P, P union Q will be the same as P, right? So all the letters that are there within the set P and Q, or both, P or Q or both, will be your P union Q. So you have, it is the same as P. A, G, F, H, I, B, D, and E, which you see is equal to nothing but P. Okay. Number 7. P intersection Q. which part will represent P intersection Q? The common part between P and Q will represent P intersection Q. And the common part between the two circles is nothing but all the elements of the set Q. So it will be P, E, and D, which is equal to Q actually. Okay. Okay. Number 8. P intersection Q complement. Okay. Now P intersection Q complement. Which one represents P intersection Q? This one represents, if you see, I had written this one as P intersection Q. So which one is P intersection Q complement? Outside this circle, whatever you have, that will be P intersection Q complement. All this that I'm shading in blue, this will be P intersection Q complement. So see what are the letters there that are there in P intersection Q complement? Right? These are the elements that are there. P intersection Q. Okay, this is P union Q complement. This is one of the number 9 that I did. Okay, this is not number 8. This is number 9. Let's write this as number 9. Now we'll go to number 8. This is P union Q complement. Okay, P union Q complement. Which one is it? First of all, which one is P union Q? This one is P union Q. Right? So P union Q complement will be which one? Whatever is outside P union Q. So this that I'm shading in blue will be your P union Q complements. How many elements are there in this? There are only 2 elements, D and C. Okay, which you see is equal to P complement actually. Okay, you don't have to write this, but I'm just showing you. So, okay, any question here? Any question with this? So this was an easy one. We'll move on to the next problem. You make this also a little bigger. Okay, I hope this is now visible. Is visible now? Okay, from the Venn diagram, find the following sets. Number 1. First is you have to find xi. Which one is xi? All the elements within this rectangle, right? What are the elements within this rectangle? List all the elements that are there within this rectangle. Okay, so this is xi. Next question is A intersection B. So which one is A intersection B? Only this part, right? This part is your A intersection B. How many elements are there in this? There are only 2 elements. What are those elements? Oh, okay. This is A intersection B, sorry. A intersection B is the common part between A and B. So this part will be your A intersection B. Understood? A intersection B. So this is only 3 elements are there, 8, 0 and 5. Third question. A intersection B intersection C. Now this is the common part of A, B and C. So which one is the common part of A, B and C? Only this part, right? How many elements are there? There are only 2 elements, 0 and 5. Number 4. Next, C complement. Okay, which portion represents C complement? All the elements that are outside the set C, which are not there in C. So which part represents C complement? This part. Right? This part represents C complement, except the circle C, all the elements. So you can see that the elements that are not there in C are yes. Any question till this part? Can all of you hear me or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Next one, number 5 is A minus C. Which one is A minus C? All the elements of A, but not of C. So which one should be A minus C? A minus C will be this part. All the elements of A, but you have to exclude the circle which is there common between A and C, right? So what are the elements here in A minus C? Only 8 and 10 are there, right? So A minus C is, you understood? Next is B minus C. Which one is B minus C? All the elements of B except those that are there in C. Only this part, B minus C. Clear? So B minus C is, you see only 3 elements are there, 8, 7 and 11. Right? This is number 7. Okay, A union B complement. Okay. So first of all, let's identify which one is A union B. A union B is this part, all the area within the 3 circles, right? All this area is A union B. So which one should be A union B complement? Outside the 3 circles. So this part gives you your A union B complement, right? And how many elements are there in A union B complement? Oh, A union B complement, not A union B. Okay, this is wrong. A union B. Which part represents A union B? First, let's identify. A union B is this part, right? All of you agree with this? A union B is this part? Or any disagreement? Yes? Any disagreement here? No disagreement. So therefore, what are the elements outside the shaded circles? A union B complement will be all the elements that are not there in both in this shaded circle, right? So this is 4, 6, 2, 9 and 12. And finally, you have number 8, A union B union C complement. So which one is A union B union C complement? First of all, let's identify A union B union C. A union B union C will be all the area that is there within the 3 circles. So if I take the complement of A union B union C, it will be all the elements that are outside this shaded part, right? And what are the elements? You see there are only 3 elements, 2, 9 and 12. Okay, so this completes this question. Was easy enough question? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Next problem. Look at this question. Now, this question is important in order to solve problems on Venn diagram later on. Okay, so listen to this question very carefully. Draw a Venn diagram to illustrate the following information where A and B are overlapping sets. Okay, given to you here is cardinality of A is given to you as 25. The cardinality of B is given to you as 16. The cardinality of A intersection B is given to you as 6. The cardinality of A union B complement is given to you as 5. You have to represent this on the Venn diagram. Okay. So how will you represent? Now, since A and B are overlapping sets, you are going to draw 2 circles that overlap each other. Okay. This represents your set A, and let us say this represents your set B. So this represents overlapping sets, and this is your universal set. This is your set A. This is your set B. Okay. Now the question is how to represent these sets. Now, first of all, you see that the cardinality of A is given to be 25. Now, when I say cardinality of A, it includes all the elements that are there in A and B both, right? Isn't it? Because it includes this area also, this part. But when that means, but when I am talking about only this area, what do I mean? I mean A only. So when I say cardinality of A, it means A includes the common part also. So whenever you are writing the cardinality here, what you are going to do here is cardinality of A. If it is given to you, you are simply going to write cardinality of A 25 here in brackets. Okay. Cardinality of B is given to be 16. So you'll write 16 here. Next, the next thing that you must lay your eyes on is what is the cardinality of the common part? That is cardinality of A intersection B. You see that the cardinality of A intersection B is given to be 6. So this is your 6. Okay. Next point is you need to also you need to represent cardinality of A union B complement. Now, which part represents A union B complement? A union B complement is the part that is outside both the circles. Okay. So you can write your 5 here, or you can write your 5 here also. No problem. Or you can write your 5 here also. Anywhere you can write. Okay. So this is cardinality of A union B complement. Okay. Now when I say the set elements of the set A only. Okay. What do I mean? You see that the cardinality of A is 25 and the cardinality of A intersection B is 6. That means the cardinality of A only, the elements of A only will be how much? 25 minus 6, which is equal to
19.
19. And when I say the elements of the set B only, that means elements of the set cardinality of the set B minus cardinality of elements that are there in both A and B. So this is 10. Okay. So this is how you represent the sets by Venn diagrams. Okay. Now you have to find cardinality of A union B. So first question. Cardinality of A union B, what should be the cardinality of A union B? If you see cardinality of A union B should be 19 plus 6 plus 10. Right? So this should be 35. Clear with this? Cardinality of Xi. The universal set. Cardinality of Xi should be 19 plus 6 plus 10 plus this 5 also. All the elements that are there within the rectangle. Okay. So this will be 40. Next, cardinality of A minus B. Now, what do you mean by cardinality of A minus B? Cardinality of A minus B means elements that are there in A only and not in B. That means this will be cardinality of A minus the number of elements that are there in A and B, which is equal to 19.
Sir, I can leave because there is a little network problem. Sir, can I
Okay.
leave
Okay.
and rejoin?
Okay. Number 4, cardinality of B minus A. Cardinality of B, how much is it? 16 minus number of elements that are there in both, which is 6, equal to 10. Is it clear now? Or any question you have? No question? Move on to the next problem then. Look at this. This is the kind of question that you can expect from Venn diagram, mostly. In a group of 1000 people, there are 750 who can speak Hindi and 400 can speak Bengali. How many can speak Hindi only? How many can speak Bengali only? How many can speak both Hindi and Bengali? Okay. So I start by saying, let the set of people who speak Hindi and Bengali, or let's say let the set of people who speak Hindi be denoted by H. and the set of people who speak Bengali be denoted by B. Okay. So if a person can speak Hindi, does it mean that he cannot speak Bengali? No, he can speak both also. So when I say that in 1000 people, 750 can speak Hindi, that means there are some who can also speak Bengali, right? Also, 400 can speak Bengali. 400 can speak Bengali means that there are some in this 400 who can also speak Hindi, right? Only when I say that so many people can speak Hindi only, that means these people cannot speak Bengali, right? But the only word is not there in both. So among these 750 people who can speak Hindi, there are certain people who can speak Bengali also. Among the 400 people who can speak Bengali, there are certain number of people who can speak Hindi also, right? So what I am going to do here is, because I am representing the set of people who speak Hindi by H and Bengali by B, I'll construct a Venn diagram to represent these sets. Okay. So let us say this is my Hindi people, number of people who speak Hindi, and number of people who speak Bengali, and obviously this is the part where this is the common part, that is those who can speak both Hindi and Bengali, right? And what is this part? Only this part is number of people who can speak Hindi only, and this part is number of people who can speak Bengali only, right? Okay. So now once we know this, now we'll list down. 750 can speak Hindi, so we write 750 here. We are writing here because among these 750 there are certain people who can speak Bengali also, and 400 we write here. 400 can speak Bengali, and among these Bengalis there are certain people who can speak Hindi also. Okay. Now your question is, how many can speak Hindi only? How many can speak Bengali only? How many can speak both Hindi and Bengali? Now, whenever you get a Venn diagram question and you don't know the common part, always assume this common part to be X and start there. Okay. And this X represents what? This is your Xi, obviously. This represents what? This represents the common part, which is the number of people who can speak Hindi and Bengali both. Okay. So I say let X be the number of people who can speak both Hindi and Bengali. Right? Okay. So number of people who can speak Hindi only, how many? Number of people who can speak Hindi only. How many people can speak Hindi? 750. And how many people can speak both? X. The number of people who can speak only Hindi is 750 minus X. Right? They don't know how to speak Bengali. They only know how to speak Hindi. Okay. Next, number of people who can speak Bengali only. These people don't know how to speak Hindi. They only know how to speak Bengali. Right? So how many can it be? 400 minus number of people who speak both. Right? So here let's write, this is 750 minus X. And this is 400 minus X. Right? Now that means what part that this represent outside the circle? Those who can speak none of the languages, Hindi and Bengali. Right? Okay. So if these people can there, but there are no one who can speak both. Everyone speaks either Hindi or Bengali. So that means, therefore, what can you write? Therefore, number of people who can speak Hindi only, plus number of people who can speak Bengali only, plus number of people who can speak both the languages must be equal to total number of people. How many total number of people? What is the cardinality of the universal set given here? 1000. So this is equal to 1000. Okay. So now you can solve for x here. So you have 750 minus x plus 400 minus x plus x is equal to 1000. So what happens here? This minus x plus x cancels. And 750 plus 400 will give you 1150 minus x is equal to 1000. That means 1150 minus 1000. Take 1000 on the left hand side, and you can take x on the other side, or you can keep x here, take x there, as I have done here. Okay. So you get 150 is equal to x. So that means you get x is equal to 150. So how many people can speak both the languages? Therefore, number of people who can speak both the languages, both Hindi and Bengali, is equal to x is equal to 150. Also, the question was how many can speak Hindi only? Number of people who can speak Hindi only. Hindi only is equal to 750 minus x, right? This one. This represents number of people who can speak Hindi only. 750 minus x, which is equal to 750 minus 150, which is equal to 600, right? And finally, you have number of people who can speak Bengali only. Is equal to, if you see this part, 400 minus x. So this is 400 minus x, which is equal to 400 minus 150, which is equal to 250. Okay. Any question here? This is the most fundamental kind of Venn diagram that you can come across. If you understand this problem, you'll be able to understand all the other problems that follow. Okay. Now let us go over the next problem. I'll be solving this in the next class. Okay. So just go over this problem, what this problem states. Now, if you see this problem states that in a group of 50 boys, 20 play only cricket, 12 play only football, and 5 boys play both the games. Draw a Venn diagram and find the number of boys, and you have the questions. Okay. So I start by saying, let the set of boys who play cricket and football be denoted by C and F respectively. So C represents the set of boys who play cricket, and F represents the boys set of boys who play football. Next, we are going to draw the Venn diagram for this. So this is your set C. This is your set F. How many boys in total? 50. So cardinality of the universal set is 50. Okay. 20 play cricket only. When I say cricket only, that means this part. So 20 play cricket only. 12 play football only. That means 12 is here, right? And 5 boys play both the games. 5 I can write here, right? See that I did not write anything in bracket here because the word only was here, right? So 20 boys play cricket only. That means 20 boys play cricket only. That means they don't play football. They play only cricket. and 12 boys play football only, they don't play cricket, right? So this is how you represent by Venn diagrams. So we have drawn the Venn diagram. Okay. And now you need to find the number of boys who play at least one of the games, cricket or football. So how many play cricket or football? Either cricket or football or both. 20 play only cricket, 12 play only football, 5 play cricket and football both. So therefore, number of boys who play at least one of the two games. That means either they play cricket, at least one of the two games means they either play cricket or football, or they can play both. How many? 20 can play cricket only, 12 can play football only, and 5 play both. Okay. So this gives you 37. Next question is neither cricket nor football. So which part represents neither cricket nor football? Now if you see, this many people play cricket or football or both. That means number of boys who play neither cricket nor football is total number of boys minus number of boys who play cricket or football or both. Number of boys
Yes, sir.
play neither cricket nor football is equal to total number of boys minus number of boys who play at least one of the two games, which is equal to total number of boys is 50. And how many play either of the two games? 37. So how many play none? 13. And where will you write this 13? In the Venn diagram? Here. 13. Outside the two circles. This 13 means this 13 play none of the two games. Okay. Clear now? So I'll stop here then.